This is the YouTube edition of my book, A Course in Miracles Workbook Nuggets, which is a study aid for the course's workbook for students. I'll begin by reading my book's commentary for today's lesson over a visual of the book's text. I'll then return with some further thoughts on the lesson, which are only included in this YouTube edition of my book. Today's lesson is part of a 10-lesson group that runs from lessons 291 through lesson 300, each of which relates to the real world as understood in the course. I'll be repeating the same introduction for each of lessons 291 through 300, so you can skip past this introduction in the future if you like. Timestamps taking you directly to today's Workbook Nuggets commentary and to my further comments are provided in the description below. In the section entitled, What is the Real World?, which precedes these 10 lessons, we are told that, quote, the real world is a symbol, like the rest of what perception offers. Yet it stands for what is opposite to what you made. Your world is seen through eyes of fear and brings the witness of terror to your mind. The real world cannot be perceived except through eyes forgiveness blesses, so they see a world where terror is impossible and witnesses to fear cannot be found, end quote. We are further told that, quote, the real world is the symbol that the dream of sin and guilt is over, and God's Son no longer sleeps, end quote. Today's lesson from my book and my further thoughts, which are only contained in this YouTube edition of the book, follow. A link to the book on Amazon.com is provided below. Lesson number 300, October 27. Only an instant does this world endure. Quotes, only an instant does this world endure. This is not a statement of lament or sorrow. When you truly see and feel it as a statement of pure joy, of release, you are well on the path. The title of today's lesson is, Only an Instant Does This World Endure. The Course does not intend for this statement to cause fear. No loss is involved, only the growth into a fuller and more perfect reality. Is it a loss to leave the illusions of scarcity, conflict, sickness, pain, loss, and death behind? The Course, and the workbook specifically, is gently waking you from the nightmare of the separation. You have been away from home far too long. Wake to your true eternal self and be at peace. Today's beautiful prayer is your request to be led home, spoken directly to your loving Father. Quote, we seek your holy world today, for we, your loving sons, have lost our way a while. But we have listened to your voice and learned exactly what to do to be restored to heaven and our true identity. And we give thanks today. The world endures but for an instant. We would go beyond that tiny instant to eternity.